Hey there, guys. How we doing? Merry Christmas again. Excuse me. So let's talk a little bit about this. So I was right the first time around. Game seems to be optimized fine. When I got off stream, I did some things to set the settings that I would feel like I would normally set for a game when I'm streaming it. And then what I did was I did some testing as to why, you know, it was acting like that. And basically, there were a lot of things, you know, just as I told you guys about what was happening in Elden Ring, where somebody was bogging down my streaming software with data and stuff like that to cause things to, you know, just simply be too much for that streaming software. So what we were experiencing there was actually that happening with this game. And that was a good bit of what I did was essentially clearing out what they had done to my streaming software a little bit. And that actually fixed a lot of what we were seeing there. I just figured, in all fairness, I needed to get back on and let you guys know it was exactly as I said initially. It is optimized very nicely. You know, I mean, there really isn't an issue here. This is pretty good. So I thought, you know, in all fairness, since that happened, I needed to get back on and, you know, sort of let you guys know what had happened there. So what I'm gonna do, since you know, since that was sort of going on, we're gonna play a bit. Play a little bit of this because I was actually really enjoying this, and now I can now it's running great. And now it's running great. And this is awesome. Okay. So I may actually have an easier time, obviously, with some of these objectives now. Oh yeah. Damn it. You moved. It was awesome. Whoops. Yeah, this is cool. Really cool. Really cool. Hello. Just keep firing away, that's fine. Oh, here he comes. Look how nice this looks now. Doesn't it look nice now? Settings are turned down from before. Doesn't it look nicer? Does it not look nicer? Of course it does. Of course it does. Yeah, because it wasn't looking right before, you know what I mean? I obviously couldn't, with all that stuff going on. So, you know, without all that, and then some settings adjusted, it's just so much better. Because it can actually do it. Wow. Looks really nice. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is good. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I don't have a, okay. I would mount, but I kind of want to walk through here. I kind of want to look around. Wow. Want that? I can't climb. I guess not. shit. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. All right. That works. Oh, wow. We got ourselves a town. Wow. What's up, dude? Ah. I'm glad that I checked that. So I'm gonna switch that. And then this one. Oh, sweet. Look at that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I should try it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I kind of want to try that. Obviously, I know it's not my proficiency. I chose katana, but really big katana. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's okay. My bad. Wow, look at this. It's okay, people. Just swinging a giant katana around. No need to fret. That's cool. So obviously I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna look up here first. Obviously I'm gonna go into the town, but I'm gonna go ahead and check up here, see if there's anything up here. I guess not. Maybe I gotta... Maybe I gotta climb up some... Well, I don't really actually really see a way in there. Yeah, so never mind. Maybe it's just there. Maybe there's something on the other side of that that I didn't get yet. And then you like come down this way from the other side. Perhaps. So I wonder, since that's not doing that anymore, do I... Oh, okay, I fast travel with the map now. I guess before I was just used to, because in the beginning I was used to using these things. Oh, that's interesting. You see how it's the FPS is all of a sudden dropping? Oh, that's interesting. That was the map that did that, isn't it? Oh, that's interesting. The map did it. Oh, it's the map that keeps doing it. It's literally the map. Yeah, no, I still had to do the other things that I did, but somebody's clearly screwing with it again. And now I think again, the only thing that happened was I opened the map. That's pretty interesting. Now look at the bit rate. If you see the bit rate, you know that like what I'm saying is accurate. They're just shifting the bit rate around. But again, there's no like extra usage with the stream software or anything. It's not having a problem or anything. That truthfully happened. The only thing that happened there was I opened the map. I mean, aside from doing this. But you know what I mean? Like, it's been fine all the way through here. So yeah, let's assume that the map screws it up too. Because like I said, this is an issue of somebody knowing how to unupdate something and you know, data corruption and stuff like that. So like what you have to understand is like there's other ways of doing it. So if I come on stream and say I fix it, they're just gonna break it again. And so like you know how Steam's been getting DDoS attacks, like literally just the past 2 days. That's not something like I'm just saying. Steam really has been getting DDoS the past like several days. So like obviously, you know, if they know how to do that, as I'm saying that, you know, they're gonna do things where like, you know, I maybe I do a full screen thing and they know how to cause that to glitch the whole thing out. So let me just do something here really quick. Yeah. Hold on. See? It's totally fine. Yeah, they're literally like, it's like really just screwed up. Now hold on, maybe this is the town. Hold on. Let me get far from the town. But remember, it was happening even through here. Okay? It was happening through here. And it, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't all the way up until that point. So again, I just think that this is an issue of somebody causing these problems. You know what I mean? As we would play. Yeah, now, because now I didn't even get close to the town, and it's happening through here. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that somebody is using AI through the video card now. To intentionally spike that. Because I talked about how this game doesn't have, you know, like essentially it uses those things. So that's why it would do that now. Because I said that. So now, essentially, any glitches that would happen would end up being permanent and cause data corruption because they're doing that. So essentially, that's what causes a lot of people's. That's why the internet connected to your games causes these issues now. That's why, because again, it's just again data brokers. So basically, what normally they would attack people that do this. They're not supposed to do it maliciously, but what's happening is the current administration, the current government that is in office, is lying to foreign governments. That's what's happening. And so what they're doing is they're lying instead of being truthful to them. Yep, there's the crash. It just crashed. Right as I was saying that. So, and seemingly no problems until then, you know what I mean? So that's pretty definitive. I mean, like, that's pretty definitive. You know what I mean? Like a complete crash of the game. And you know what I mean? Like where I'm clearly on here saying to you how to fix this. I think it's obvious that our government is attacking this game and any game that is Japanese. I think it's because the Trump administration is attacking the Japanese. I think that's why. They are attacking the Japanese because they're pro-democratic, and the Trump administration is anti-democratic. They're fascist. So I truly believe that is what's happening here. And just like when we play From Software being another Japanese developer, that would be why they do that. So, I mean, like, I think that's pretty obvious where they're gaining control. So that's our government, and again, it's people in the government that don't have checks and balances, and that are just doing illegal things, attacking people and stuff like that. Again, you know, they showed it on January 6th, what they would illegally do. I mean, if they're going to do it in person, of course, you know, there's people, you know, silently that are, you know, joining this cult. And yeah, they are attacking culture. They are attacking these things, absolutely. And they're doing anything, any way they can. Again, they've been just following around every little last thing that I've been saying. So, like, the point is, what I'm telling you is, they did this behind the scenes to lie. Like, somebody lied behind the scenes. Like, somebody said something about a scam or something like that. Obviously, there's no scam here. Obviously, like, we know that. So, like, but somebody's just lying about that. You know, like, just, that's what it starts as. And then so they fuck with your shit and load your shit up to cause the thing that is the scam. But again, this is the good guys. They're supposed to be the good guys doing this. And so what they're doing instead is they are causing your shit to break with the intent to have a reason to continue breaking your shit. Because the point is you are for democracy. You are for this particular side. And they have targeted you. So right now, basically, that's what it looks like. And if you think that you are above this because you're helping them, all it's going to look like is as soon as they undo checks and balances or any type of governing body that would stop them from restrictions and doing what they're doing, they're just going to aim it right at you because you're what's left. Essentially, you have to understand you're just being used too. Everybody is being used. So the whole point is that you don't sit there and go beyond probable cause. You don't just attack people for no reason and do these things. Again, I really want to reiterate to you that what just happened was very clearly, like something kind of like that, where somebody behind the scenes, an official, an authority that, again, isn't showing their face, they're just showing digital credentials, is lying and masquerading and flagging this or that too many times, and it's causing all of these problems. And then, essentially, the point is, I already fixed the issues with my stream software. Yeah, they're doing it right now as I'm in the menu. I literally see it happening more and more as I'm in the menu. So, basically, it's just a manipulation of hardware because, remember, I already said that Microsoft is in on this. So the whole point is that if you have a CPU, that this company works with the government on this, where they're just gonna do whatever they want and stuff like that. That's the point. They're not speaking up for your rights. They're just giving, without probable cause, all these evil people the right to sit here and harass you and do these things. It's flat out the reason why some people have started to switch to a VPN that even police can't request the data from and stuff like that. I mean, it's flat out why. Because they're just going around without probable cause, without any reason, and getting your data constantly. And then, just causes all these problems where all these other people are, hacking them or breaching them and using that data that they're, attached to and following that. And it's causing all these problems because, again, these people are not smart. What they're doing, they don't know anything about. They're just doing it because they can. So again, a bunch of idiots are literally just sitting here causing all these problems for reading, the DDoSing and stuff like that, where it's literally being caused by them because they're not supposed to be doing all of these things with your data. So basically, it just looks like this, where instead of the game, obviously the game was working, obviously it was fine, and it's very conclusive when we're in the area, the same area that we were in. We didn't really approach the town. It just sort of became permanent. Especially as I run away from the town, it shouldn't just, it's not going to become permanent. And it's definitely not going to start acting that way as I'm in the menu here. So, it's just very clear that it's because, I said it was fine and that I was right initially. And remember, the people that have been following me around with the intent to make me wrong. Essentially every scam that you've seen is, for the intent just to make me incorrect. Every little last one. It's exact opposite of, that's the very point. As soon as I start to prove to you, I document or something like that, they switch what they're doing and try to change it so that nobody can figure it out. So the whole point was, I very accurately told you what was causing this. So now they're just going to do it through, the GPU and the data that they have. So yeah, again, I restarted, and right away it's doing it. But again, like I said, it had started doing it on the menu. So I knew this was going to happen. So it's even doing it through here. It's about half what it was earlier. It's literally half the FPS that it was earlier. And constantly dropping like it was initially on the stream earlier. And again, nothing has changed about anything I'm doing. I have not changed a single thing I'm doing, yet conveniently 15, 20, 30 minutes into the stream. And again, none of my numbers, my CPU's not spiking, my GPU's not spiking, my temperatures aren't spiking, nothing's happening. Nothing has changed. None of these numbers are changing. The CPU is staying the same, the GPU is not spiking too hot. Literally, they are just intentionally causing the game now through Steam to use too much with Steam data. Like, that was the whole point. This is what they've been working on the past several days, where they're just sitting here attacking Steam. So now they can use the Steam data. So that's why I said, like, a lot of this. See the bitrate? As soon as I said that, did you see the bitrate? The very second that I said that. So like basically, that's, you know, like that's the point, is this DDoSing that they're causing for Steam. You know, that's the intent, to sit here and literally just break games, cause people to have problems, and especially with games that are either A, in the American market, or B, in the Japanese market, because again, the Trump administration is killing all of games, and is trying to end gaming in general, and trying to end live streaming, and trying to end all of this, you know, just the concept of a streamer or gamer, or, you know, that in general. That is what the Trump administration is trying to do. So, again, that's who's doing this. It's literally just the Trump administration. Again, they are illegally attacking everybody. They are using illegal means. They are doing this. We know they're doing this. There's really no more proof that you need to see. I started this stream. The game was clearly working just fine. For several minutes, we ran around, showed how smooth it was. None of this happened. And now clearly it is half the FPS that it was. So the point was that the reason that they did this was to gain some sort of information, so they can continue doing it. So they could continue doing it this way. That's the point. Basically, they initially caused some sort of scam, get you to do a bunch of things, reports, whatever it is, that they can learn information, and now they can cause it even further through some other means. And it's just slowly breaching you. I've been explaining and telling everybody about this scam for years. But again, the pen testers and scam baiters on this platform literally just made fun of it, basically. Some of the people that I've reported it to, you know, they just think it's conspiracy, and again, can't figure it out. And again, I have plenty of people that I'm working on with this, and it's literally as simple as seeing the documentation, the evidence, and trusting what I'm telling you, that literally this is somebody, again, these are just people being paid by, you know, the Trump administration, and they are, again, working with the top companies that would agree that this is okay. Like essentially the companies that don't want you to use an ad blocker, don't want you to, you know, do things like that. So again, Google, YouTube, again, these big companies, we all know all these breaches and all this, you know, nonsense happened on YouTube for, I mean, years. I've been stalked and harassed and, you know, threatened and stuff like that on this platform with no checks and balances. So obviously, you know, they would, you know, do that. And, you know, we have examples of this with Microsoft too, where I already told you about the LinkedIn breach, where Microsoft owns LinkedIn, you know, and again, they won't allow you to just simply delete your account. You must log in. But now, if you're going to log in, remember, LinkedIn's breached and it's owned by Microsoft. All your information's on there for any scammer that wants it at any time. And this is the breach. This is how they're all doing it. Flat out, this is how they're all doing it. And literally, that's just sitting on there constantly, and they are using that. And again, that is Microsoft. Again, they if you want to reset your password or try to get in somehow, nope, you can't do it because they're gonna need your driver's license or something like that. And remember, this is the company that leaked all your information. This is the company that if you give them your driver's license, they're just gonna leak it. And again, they want your driver's license. They want these things so that, again, you can simply just log in to delete your account. They won't delete it. And again, once again, that's illegal. If you would send them, any type of legal documentation, demanding that they take it down, they are absolutely 100% within the law required to take it down. And at request, regardless of legal documentation, that's your information. And they do not have legal authority to just simply have your information stored on their database for anybody to just sit there and see behind the scenes, for it to get breached. And they have breached it before. They are untrustworthy. And remember, this is all owned by Microsoft. So I want to remind you of all these games, we have problems with. And remember, I already explained the issues I had with Copilot causing issues for Windows already. And we've already talked about, the issues being caused with Windows in general, aside from AI. So it's not very hard to see what's happening here. It is really not very hard to see what's happening here. And again, this is for information. Remember, the whole point is, if they break the game capture, I put it on some sort of display that shows information of when people are logging in and out. If I turn off the thing in the Blizzard or Steam or whatever I'm using, for some reason it still doesn't work and it displays people's names regardless. I mean, it's pretty obvious to tell that this scammer is literally masquerading here for the purposes of sitting here and siphoning information, all while very obviously doxing all that information and sitting here in my chat and doing it right in front of you for years. And again, all while reporting it to the platform that does nothing about it. All while this gets worse right in front of you, all while you see it get worse right in front of you. All while you see the person show up and do these things. Show up with shitloads of alts, shitloads of bots, shitloads of trolling to the level of doxing and obvious personal private information. It's very clear. I mean, that's not a normal person. That's somebody that's just scamming. That's somebody that's for the intent to get information. Very obviously. By using it to get it, and so it's very clear that these things happen so that, I take this off the screen, I do something different, and it leaks information, unpreparedness. It's all about that. It's all about these things, these checks and balances that nobody does because they're too fucking stupid to have checks and balances to realize that these things that are these basic things. So I'm just putting it out there that if I sit here and I show you over and 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 over on stream that somebody's name pops up and there's nothing I can do to remove that, and it keeps happening, and even after I hide it, they still get it to show up in like these little fucking obscure chat windows on a game, then that somebody's doing something on purpose to get that to happen. I mean, Jesus. Why the hell would they ever do? Who cares? And again, the whole point is why. Nobody's ever, in my entire life, every person I have ever talked to, we have always wondered why that is a thing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares who is randomly. In fact, some people sit there all day long logging in and out for inexplicable reasons. Why would I want that to constantly be popping up? I mean, this is the most absurd thing I've ever seen. Plenty of people think the same. And yet this is such a regular basic thing that all these things do. You know, again, you don't recognize and realize a system is in place for that company to disgustingly leak data and information. You don't recognize that, like, preferences on how to customize you know, like your gamer profile on your... No, like, what the fuck? Who cares? Like, these things are very obviously to leak data. And so again, I really want to reiterate to you that it's very clear to me again that, as I stated, that a lot of this was, you know, the stream software and stuff like that. You know, they very clearly sat here and started doing other things to get me to essentially show something, you know, like restart the game, obviously. You know, like things like that, where they would, you know, clearly they want something out of, you know, whatever it is that they're doing. So that's my point. It's all about personal fucking information. And again, you'd have to be a complete idiot, a complete and utter waste of space moron to actually work for Google or YouTube and think that this all isn't very serious scam for personal private information, siphon personal private information for the intent of scamming people, of doing something illegal. And again, this has been going on for years, and they know about it. And so the point is, they clearly are involved in this. All these companies are. Clearly. Clearly. I mean, it's very obvious. So, I really want to reiterate to you that, somebody's been literally just attacking me for no reason, for you know, the intent to make me look bad. That's very strange. So again, this person's already been reported to the state police in my state, but I want you to recognize that it's very clearly for a personal attack on me. But I think it's because this person established that I have a lot of people that know me and have met me. So they're connecting data points. It's literally just about data and stuff like that. And doing those things. So that's what all this is about. And, you know, they're doing it with various things. And, you know, like I said, they're doing... You know, there's various things in my stream software that they were sitting there bogging down and doing it with. So, yeah, as you can see, it's not happening at all. Literally not happening at all. It was just literally not happening. So that's the point. The point is to ruin my streams to the point that, you know, like I wouldn't be able to game at all. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to ruin streamers. You know how like streamers sit here and they play Elden Ring and they have actually been having trouble on stream with the same bosses they play every day and stuff like that. It's the same group of people. It's that. They're literally just attacking everybody. And like I said, they were doing it, they were attacking my internet earlier. They were literally attacking my internet earlier. They've been doing this the past several days. So the whole point is they're using my internet, because I have good internet, as I sat here and proved, to do all of this. Like, they're sitting here using that, and that's where it goes. So the whole point is they're cloning devices and sitting here for the sake... And that's why you see, like, Indian scammers streaming on YouTube. If you've ever randomly seen a random Indian scammer, and you don't watch Indian, you know, live streamers, you know, like the ones that are just obviously a scammer sitting there, and they're trying to stream games and stuff. But the point is, why are you seeing that? You don't watch a streamer in another country. Like, this guy's not even speaking your language, right? And he's in another country and he's streaming a video game. That's when you know they're connecting the data. It's that person doing it. Just like all the people that are in my live feed, all the Indian scammers in my live feed showing up in my vertical live feed, and I kept showing you guys, and then all of a sudden I have all these problems. Like, oh yeah, okay. No, like, it's these people stealing my subscribers, stealing my trending, stealing all of my data that I'm supposed to get from the data brokers, and they're taking it. That's what you have to realize. They have figured out a way to sit here and steal what you are supposed to get. So I'm just letting you know. That's flat out what they're doing. And this has nothing to do with the town. They're just trying to make this seem like that. I know that. They're just trying to make it seem that way. Just like when I opened the map, I gave that excuse, right? Oh, I opened the map. So the whole point is I give the excuse. It doesn't make any sense. You know, like, there's plenty of shit where I was standing over there. And like I said, I turned the settings way the hell down. You know. So basically, as I start making sense of this and start saying more of this and stuff, I'm sure you can tell it's getting worse. And the point was, we stood here for a good several minutes at the beginning, and that never happened. I wanted to show you that. That was why I did that. I stood there long enough at the beginning to show you that it didn't happen. It was like totally fine. So the whole point is that, you know, I don't give a shit about the FPS. The whole point is that it screws up the game. Like, the intent is to mess with the game and mess with the optimization so that, again, people don't watch you. It just looks bad. And then their streams look really nice. Well, that's the whole point. That's a lot of people used to watch me because I was so good at that. So they just sat here and scammed their way into learning why my streams were like that. And so, like, they just sat here and stole every last little thing. So again, I'm gonna go here, but I don't believe for a second this has anything to do with the town. I don't believe that for a second. Yeah. Nah. Nope. Not just because I'm facing that way. Nope. Nope. That's AI. Somebody's doing it with AI. They're manipulating AI. I promise. Because again, when I'm in here, just because I would face this way, again, I'm seeing very minimal shit that's out there. So that has nothing to do with anything. That's a huge mistake on their part. I'm surprised I'm surprised they screwed that up that bad. Because it wouldn't drop that bad. It wouldn't drop to like that much. It's dropping to even less than when I'm outside. When I look this way, just because I was looking that way. So that's you can tell it's AI. And when I first came in here, this was all like completely smooth, remember? And now it's not. Yeah. So as I started to say that, the whole point was the AI picked up on it, and now it's all fucked up. That's why they're starting to hide the concurrence now too, and just put a set number in here, because they know I started documenting the fact that the concurrence were I was literally documenting and proving that there was nothing else that was making these bots come in the stream. Like literally they're lying about views for like hours and hours and hours and hours, and then I would finally like make a sound out loud. I wouldn't say anything, but like they lie for views for hours, and then finally like I make a sound out loud, or I say something, or just something, and then all of a sudden, instantaneously, there's 2 or 3 or 4 concurrents in the stream. Instantly, not before that. No real like delay, just instantly. So it's obvious to me that, you know, as I've stated before, again, the Trump administration is illegally using some top-level AI, and they're testing it out on civilians. That's all they're doing. Obviously, there's a stalker causing problems for me too, and he is, but you know, a lot of these issues. Yep. So again, you can determine this for yourself. I already sort of kind of talked to some people about this and warned them, and I think people are sort of figuring out the same things that I do, where none of this proceeds to happen if you don't have an internet connection. Where, like, you know, obviously I tested this before the stream, obviously, and none of it was ever happening. And then as soon as I get on the stream, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Oh, but then all of a sudden, as soon as there's all these fucking bots in here, all these people start coming in. It's almost as if it's an effect related to that, isn't it? Yeah, it's almost as if it's an effect related to that. So again, I've started to pick up on the fact that, you know, it's just AI. And AI botting and stuff like that, and it is absolutely malicious. But yeah, it's still happening here. As you can see, it's become a permanent thing for the game to deal with now. So again, the update is that the game runs fine. But if you stream it, you know, this is what's going to happen. Just like what's been happening with Elden Ring lately, where we talked about that. You know, where essentially this is obviously something people want to watch. So they're just causing a problem for it.
Where's your permit? No one gets through here without a permit. I don't have a time to be associating with the likes of you. Go ask around at the local village.
Oh, also another thing to note too is if you remember I said the game looks better. And it does. It does. And I even turned the settings down. So I want to really reiterate that, you know, that was always something I talked about too in the past, where if games looked really good for me and I know how to optimize them, somebody shows up to really fuck that up, to try to, you know, make that look not correct. And you guys have that example at the start of the stream. You have it. You saw it. Like, it's just a very clear scam to try to make it seem like it's this or that. It's not. Like, the game, again, if it's optimized, it's optimized. I was going through plenty of areas there, back there, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's like they're trying to... No, I remember before it wasn't even this, it was the map. You know, like I approached the town and it was fine, but I opened the map and suddenly something happens. You know, I hit the rest thing and suddenly something happens. You know, like, the whole point is it's the whole game now. Like, they're just doing it to the whole game. Look, it's even through here. And like I said, they were doing it on the menu too. So like, it's just, they're just doing it to the whole game now to, you know, sort of kind of try to discredit what I was saying. But again, that's not the case. Obviously, you had that, you know, evidence at the start of the stream where I was very clearly in an area prior to that on the previous stream that was running like shit. You guys know that. It was running like shit. And then for the first, you know, roughly 10 minutes of the stream, we had absolutely no issues. Yeah. So, again, it's literally they're doing this through Steam. This is literally data through Steam. That's how they're doing it. And, you know, if it's not Steam, they'll do it through OBS if you're streaming, or whatever you're streaming, especially if you're not using OBS. But now they can do it through OBS. They figured that out. And so, like, that's the point that I would really, really want to reiterate is, you know, I said the game looked even better, you know, and I did optimize it, and it did. And so, like, you know, it's very clearly, and we've seen this scam plenty of times. This scam has continued to show up. So, you know, any scammer that's doing that, you know, like, where it's very clear that, maybe they have a shit computer now and they can't play games anymore or something like that, and they haven't been for a while, and they're really jealous that I'm playing, and, you know, that sort of thing. And yeah, maybe something like, kind of like that, you know. Yeah. So let me do a little investigation here. Yeah, that's what I thought. And do a little investigation here. And do a little investigation here. Cutscene FPS is fine. There's a little stutter once in a while, but that's just the port issue. That's always gonna happen. Yeah, so let me just see something here. I'm gonna go ahead and just testing a couple of things and see if this. Oh, we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Okay. A second. I'm still just doing something here. Okay. Now remember, I'm looking into something, right? I'm looking into what they're doing, and as I sit here and I look into what they're doing, I wanted to again. I really want to reiterate to you that you should have seen the bitrate shift around slightly there, almost like they were doing something to try to reach in and figure out what it is I was doing. I really just would like to, you know, would like you to notice that. So anyway, let's see here. Okay. 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 Imagine that. Imagine that. And then like it lasts for like seconds. That's AI, guys. Like that's flat out AI. It's not the game. That'll never happen if you don't have an internet connection. That'll never happen. Game doesn't do that. Promise. Does not fucking do that. You want me to prove it? It literally doesn't fucking do that. So yeah, like that's definitive at this point. That's all I needed to see. So if the developers are wondering why that always happened, it's the Trump administration. When did this game come out? 2023, right? So some of this stuff, again, the point is that they can do this because the game uses AI, it uses like the people, you know, like again, the reason they can do this is because the game uses AI. So like in Elden Ring, for example, in Elden Ring, the enemies and the mimic now use AI. So what they're doing is they're screwing with the AI, and it messes up the entire game. Like, like, look at this. It's terrible. Look at this. As they get closer, it's just awful. Well, that's because of all these AI people. There's all these people here. Again, it's got nothing to do. This town is not that complicated. It can handle this. This is nothing. Like, there's nothing here that, like, I'm looking at that's like, maybe that, but like, nah. That, like, this is pretty good. They didn't try to overcomplicate this. Like, the game should be fine. And again, the whole point is, it's the fact that there's so many people here, probably run on some sort of AI base. So that's what I would say is any game that's now implementing that, that's what you're going to run into. Unfortunately, you're going to have that problem. Oh my God, no, this came out this year. So that explains it. No, this game just came out. That's why. It came out in 2025. Yeah, so that's why. They're trying to kill a new game. This is what they do. Yeah. And it's a little better here until I arguably get near people. Then it's bad again. Yeah, it's the people. Look, and then I'll get over here, it's fine. And again, I mean, it's not like crowd density. I mean, Jesus. Like, there's 2 people. You know, like, that's a... To think that would, you know... So, I really want to reiterate the game on my system and the stream software. Nothing is using more or less resource than it was. You know, like, it's still using the same amount of resources while all this is kind of going on. So, I really want to, like, reiterate that it's not like it's memory leaking or, you know, like, you know what I mean, like, nothing is... Yeah, it's the people. Well, considering the fact that it was fine all the way through here and now it's not. You know what I mean? Remember when I came through here and it was fine? It's sort of a lot lower in FPS this time around. Yeah. So, I don't know if you can tell, but it is definitely... Again, it is the FPS is mirroring... You remember how I told you that the CPU would spike to certain amounts of usage in the stream software? the FPS is now lowering itself by those increments. So the same increments that this person was causing for my CPU usage in the stream software where it's a mistake, where it shouldn't use that much, it's exactly the same increment for the FPS to be lowered. Exactly. It is exactly the same increment. So, I don't want to say too much. If I say specific numbers and I give them, this tells them exactly what they need, I think. And, you know, I don't want to say too much, but it is exactly the same increment that they're causing for it. And if you remember at the start of the stream, this is where it was so smooth. We were running around here, nothing was happening. It was smooth as butter. And now it's just not. Fascinating, isn't it? And OBS is barely using anything. It's not OBS this time. So that's data. That's your internet. So I hope the whole point was for me to clear things up for people. And I actually expected this to possibly happen as I started to play a little bit. And I know it seems I know it's a bit hard to accept at times. You know, but it's certainly not just me. I'm not the only one. Like I said, the Elden Ring thing, I have no lie seen people have this problem, and they're seemingly just fine with the game all the way up until I come in the stream, and then all of a sudden I see that streamer that does all these very practiced runs and knows how to play see the boss do something that the boss isn't supposed to do over and over and over, and again, conveniently as I come in the stream. So what I've caught on is that once this happens, it's done. Like, there's nothing I can do. So again, it's not just me at this point. It's anybody that doesn't recognize this and doesn't start removing exactly everything I told you. You need to start getting tracking and cookie removers. You need to block everything. You cannot bog your system down with trackers and cookies. You have to remove them. Otherwise, yes, this is how this person is going to endlessly do this. And this literally, I promise you, you have to understand, I promise you, what they've done is they have done this thing where, you know, basically it's they're now. So do you remember how I told you if you get a cleaner or something like that, remove it, uninstall it right away? Because what they're doing now is they are making that cleaner inoperable and into a malicious tool if it sits in your system too long. And so you have to remove it, and you have to make sure that you're getting it from the right spot each time. They will make a fake website. They will trick you. I promise you'll think it's real, and you'll think. I promise you, they are. If your cleaner sits installed too long, I promise you, this is what they're doing. They're changing it to a malicious tool. They are using Microsoft's security updates to actually infect this and make it inoperable, essentially. So then what they do is they go then attack that thing because it has those permissions and stuff like that. So now it's just a malicious tool for them sitting there. You have to get rid of it. You have to uninstall it as you use it. And again, You need to remove these things, otherwise this is going to continue to happen across the board. So I'm just letting you know, it really was all that. It always has been that. A lot of people really didn't want to listen to me, that, you know, this person was just sitting here trying to connect all these, you know, and there's plenty of people that do this. There's plenty of people that do this, but this is what causes DDoSing. This is, again, it's the companies doing it, allowing your data to be used this way. It's terrible, but it's truthfully happening. So anyway, I just wanted to clear this up for some people wondering about this game and stuff like that. Again, I just, it was running fine until it wasn't. So again, none of this is happening without an internet. If you want to run those tests too, you need to. But again, remember, it's an inconclusive test if you're just disabling Wi-Fi. You cannot. I'm again, no Wi-Fi. You should never do, again, never do that to begin with. But you have to completely remove your connection. You have to be able to remove your connection entirely. Otherwise, this is going to happen, and it's how it's happening. People have hidden connections. They have often the router has a hidden 5 gigahertz connection that people are unaware of. And it's often unprotected, and this person often connects to it. I mean, it's just there. It's very fast, and it's how they can literally steal your internet. It's literally a 5 gigahertz connection. I mean, they can steal all of it. So get rid of that. Completely you don't need it. It's not for anything. Get rid of it. And never go, like, you shouldn't even be doing Wi-Fi anyway. But I'm just saying. Anyway, thanks for watching. I just wanted to clear that up. I'm gonna get going.